Alright, so this is something I've been needing to do for a while. So a while back, I made a video entitled Dear Bengals Fans, and I have since deleted that video, and this is a redoing of that. So basically what I did in that first one was, I normally film on Thursdays just because that's the day that it works out in my schedule. So I had decided, okay, what's something that is more prediction based, that I believe how things are going to play out that people will care about. We're just coming off of the draft. So I figured, okay, I'm a Browns fan. Let's stick in the division. Let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Taking Joe Burrow, number one in the draft. A lot of high hopes. And basically, what I said in that video was, okay, Bengals fans, you're in the midst of a rebuild. Don't put all your hopes in this year because you're going to suck this year. And I had a lot of Bengals fans all pissed off at me. Pretty much everybody disliked it because, of course, with the YouTube algorithm, if I knew English, mostly Bengals fans seen that video. And I had people in the comments basically saying because I'm a fan of another team that I can't have an opinion, which is absolutely ridiculous. And basically what I tried to tell those people were, listen, this is the problem with people nowadays. I don't care who you are, what team you're a fan of, you can have an opinion. You're allowed to have an opinion. You can't tell me that I can't have an opinion. If you don't like that opinion, if you don't agree with that opinion, that's different. But everybody's allowed to have one. And that goes with politics, life in general. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people saying, oh, if you think this, if you agree with this person, or if you support this, then you can't have an opinion. You're automatically an evil, terrible person. No, they're allowed to think what they want, so are you. Get over it. My point is, basically, I was forced to defend myself. I wasn't forced to, but in a lot of cases, I like to communicate with people. If you take the time to watch the video, I like to respond back. That's just me personally. So I had made this video, and people were pissed. So the first thing I did was I sent the video to my friends who are Bengals fans and basically just said, okay, did I say anything wrong? Do you disagree with any of this? If so, let me know. Was I unfair? Because as a Browns fan, of course, yeah, I'm biased for any team in my division. But they said, nope, I agreed with everything you said pretty much. So what I decided to do is I deleted that video. This is going to be the redoing of that video. I'm not going to take back anything I said. I'm just going to say the same damn thing, but I'm going to explain myself because that was the problem with the first one. I didn't actually explain why. So, I talked about this on the podcast with me and my co-host and friend Dylan. If you have not already, go check out the Kick 6 podcast. I'll leave a link in the description below. Go check that out. We'd both appreciate it greatly. So, we talked about this, but I want to redo this and I want to explain myself. So, my thoughts. The Bengals draft Joe Burrow, number one overall. And they bring in some very good players with T. Higgins, getting A.J. Green back. I'm trying to think of the left tackle. What's his name? I don't know why I can't remember his name. But anyway, if you're a Bengals fan or if you know who I'm talking about, you know what I mean. He's coming off of the injury. Hopefully he'll be healthy to go for this season. But, you're getting some talent back. I don't know if I mentioned A.J. Green already. And you pick up some pieces on defense, a couple guys that I liked. And the draft, you drafted very well, in my opinion. I liked almost every pick. I was very surprised with the T. Higgins pick. I loved T. Higgins as far as a prospect goes. And so when the Bengals took him with the first pick in the second round, I was kind of surprised because, the Bengals receiving core is not that bad. In fact, I'd say they're one of the better receiving cores. I wouldn't say, they're, best of the best, but, if A.J. Green stays healthy, and you add T. Higgins to Tyler Boyd and some guys like that, guys like Boyd aren't necessarily your number ones, but as far as a 2 and a 3, yeah, like it's kind of a similar situation with Juju Smith-Schuster in Pittsburgh. These guys, yes, Juju's now number 1, but when you can be a number 2, number 3 behind a superstar like an A.J. Green, or at the time with Juju, Antonio Brown, your production levels are going to be very, very high because defenses are going to be looking towards that number 1, obviously more than the 2s and the 3s. So, I was surprised with that pick. But I loved it. That's a great pick, especially for your new quarterback. And drafted, what'd you draft? 2 linebackers. I liked both of them. I can't remember their entire draft, but if I was professional, I'd have it pulled up in front of me, but we're just kind of rolling off the hip. So, solid draft, solid free agents pickup. You finally spend some money. And there's a lot of high expectations. There are some Bengals fans saying, "Oh, we're going to contend for the Super Bowl. We're going to make the playoffs as one of the lower seeds, and we're going to be a contender. We're going to go 11-5, and we're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to fight for the Super Bowl." It's like as a Browns fan, we had the number 1 pick 2 years in a row with Myles Garrett and then Baker Mayfield, obviously, the year after. And I understand where Bengals fans are coming from here because when you draft your quarterback number 1 overall, you have a very high sense of excitement. And watching, just from our experience, watching Baker in his first year was absolutely electric. Baker Mayfield lit it up. And, a lot of Bengals fans hate him just because of the rivalry factor. But you can't deny, if you hate Baker and if you think he's the worst quarterback ever, go back and watch his rookie year highlights. I know it's his rookie year. I've heard that so much. I've seen a Steelers fan basically come out and say, well, his rookie year doesn't matter. He's been in the league 2 years. 2. You're telling me you're going to throw out one of them? No, you're an idiot. So, anyway, my point is Baker lit it up year 1. And obviously he struggled greatly year 2. So, my point is rookie quarterbacks who you take at the top of the draft bring excitement. They sell tickets. Joe Burrow's coming off of one of the best college football quarterback seasons of all time, winning the Heisman, winning the national championship. But so Bengals fans they're high right now. They're super high on the Cincinnati Bengals, coming off of a great draft, coming off of solid free agency. But my problem is, and I'm not saying this because of what happened with the Browns, but I'm saying this because I see this a lot with star rookie quarterbacks coming into the league. And pretty much you could say this with, I'm trying to think down the line, pretty much every rookie quarterback who was a star, drafted top of the draft, it's pretty much the same thing. You shine, you show a lot of flashes, you lose a lot of close games. I mean, that's what it is. I keep referencing this, but going back to the Browns with Baker's rookie year, the one thing I remember was I was fired up every single game. just to watch him, just to see how different, what new things are we going to see. And we lost a lot of close games. We were competitive, but we lost a lot of close games. My thing with the Bengals and Bengals fans, and entitling this Dear Bengals fans, my point is you are still rebuilding. The Browns were still rebuilding at that time. Don't come in with the expectations of winning a Super Bowl or getting deep into the playoffs year one. And there's people who know football, people who watch football, who actually know what they're talking about, will see this video and say, what the hell are you talking about? You're saying there's actually Bengals fans who think this? Yes, there are, because they watched my last video. And I don't say that because my first one, it kind of came off disrespectful. It was like a 2-3 minute video, and basically it was just hold your expectations. And of course they were pissed at that. So why you should hold your expectations? I looked at the Bengals schedule, and it's not that easy. I've heard some Bengals fans who, when the schedule came out, was like, oh, let's go. It's a solid schedule. Not really. Not really at all. I have the Bengals winning 5 games this season. I think the max is 7. And when I say 5 games, there's a lot of Bengals fans who just clicked the dislike button. Clicked the dislike button. Let me explain. There's a reason why you won't win a bunch. Because you will be losing a lot of close football games. The Bengals are in a long rebuilding process. You just now get your quarterback. And assuming Joe Burrow is the guy I think he is, I think everybody thinks he is for the most part. But Joe Burrow can only do so much. Joe Burrow can't control every aspect of the team. No matter how much you want to pretend that they can, quarterbacks don't control every part of the team. Now, they are the leading factor in every team, but when it comes to winning a football game, Joe Burrow can only do so much. The Bengals have not done a whole lot on their offensive line, okay? I still can't remember the left tackle's name. If I had my phone right next to me, Wait, do I have my phone? Oh, I do have my phone. I thought it was charging. Let me look up his name because that's going to drive me crazy. They did... Gosh, dang it. Bengals left tackle. Jonah Williams. Thank you. Jonah Williams. You're getting Jonah Williams back. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. I've had an ear infection all week, and I'm on some strong pain pills, and my mind sometimes is just in another dimension. But you're getting Jonah Williams back from his injury. Now, assuming he can stay healthy, you'll have him. But other than that, I'm not seeing a whole lot of help on that offensive line. I believe in Billy Price at center. I like him a lot. Obviously, being an Ohio State fan, I believe in him. But, one thing with quarterbacks is, especially star quarterbacks, you have these high expectations for them, and then all of a sudden it's a struggle fest because of the offensive line. The Bengals they really need to, really need to keep building that offensive line. So that's one of the major concerns I have. Number 2, coaching-wise, I don't know if Zach Taylor is the guy. He's one of the Sean McVay, I don't know if you'd call him students, but for a period of time there was a bunch of coaches hired who basically knew Sean McVay because Everybody thinks Sean McVay is this quarterback whisperer next to Bill Belichick. Maybe not quarterback whisperer, but my point is like another superstar coach. And everybody was like, okay, who does Sean McVay know? Let's go get him. I don't know if he's the guy. I didn't see anything positive other than a few things from him last season that would tell me he is. I don't think he is. And that's going to be a big factor in this. Joe Burrow in his first season did not have a great year in LSU. He struggled a lot. He looked solid. He struggled a lot. Don't forget, he came in after that season ranked like a 4th or 5th round pick. So clearly what we seen from him this past season was not that it wasn't there, but it wasn't on the field then. So what changed? Well, number one, Burrow came in towards, like, if I remember correctly, he came into LSU late. So, yeah, he came in late because I believe Haskins, it was a battle between Haskins and Burrow for the backup quarterback job here at Ohio State. And then Haskins broke his hand, or no, not Haskins. Burrow broke his hand or something. Anyway, Burrow got injured and automatically lost the job. Or whatever. I don't know why, I can't remember. Like I said, my mind's... Anyway, Burrow got injured. Haskins got the job. Long story short, Burrow transfers. And Burrow comes in kind of a last-minute notice and, struggles a lot that first season. Second season comes in and lights it up 24/7, wins the Heisman Trophy, wins the national championship. Great story, obviously. Everybody's happy for him. Ohio State fans are happy for him. Everybody in the state of Ohio is happy for him. I think most people in the country were happy for him. He's a great player. I remember actually going to the Ohio State spring game, and I went with a couple people from my church before I actually moved here to Columbus. And watching him, we both, like, I can't remember who I was with, but it was like a friend of the people I knew. And I remember we looked at each other after one of the throws Burrow had, and we both said, whoa, like, this kid's got something here. So he's always been talented. It's not like he's never shown his talent. So the problem is not will he be talented, because obviously he's got it. But in the NFL, the learning period is a little bit different. There's quarterbacks who, Patrick Mahomes was just saying he finally learned how to read defenses. And so my point is, Joe Burrow didn't have a lot of success until his second year with more experience in the system, and he had Joe Brady. So I think Joe Burrow is not going to light it up day one. I think he's going to ease into it. I think towards the end of the year, he'll start lighting it up. Not that he won't be solid. I think he'll be solid, and I think he'll, be a good quarterback. But I think you're going to see flashes of being elite more towards the back half of the season. So, from that standpoint, don't expect Joe Burrow to walk in day one and be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Peyton Manning's been out of the league for years, so I don't know why I said that. But anyway, defensively, there's still a lot of holes. Obviously, I talked about the linebackers you drafted. I like them. Geno Atkins getting older, but he's still a great player. And you got many more. I like Sam Hubbard. I like them guys. Trying to think. You got safety from Ohio State. What is his name? Von Bell. You get Von Bell. I wanted him in Cleveland, but we got Carl Joseph, which I'm happy with. But anyway, Von Bell's a good player. I think he'll be solid. But when it comes to your expectations for this season, what I said on the podcast was, Bengals fans, don't be mad. You're building a house. If you're building a house, you're not going to move in with, 3/4 of the construction. You're going to wait until it's fully done. Right now, I'd say you're about halfway to 3/4 building. You still got that offensive line to go. You still got tight end to address, defense, a lot of holes. Don't come in with very high expectations. If you come in that high expectations, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be very disappointed. And it's like I said earlier, I think 5, 6 wins, you're going to have a higher pick. You won't be number one again. But what you'll come off this season is knowing, hey, we got a good future. We're still rebuilding. You're going to find out if Zach Taylor's the guy or not. I don't know if he is, That's one thing we both talked about on the podcast was I don't think he is, and Dylan agreed. So, we'll see. But, Bengals fans were so mad at me for basically saying hold your expectations. You got to understand how rebuilds work. Rebuilds aren't and you're done. It's a long period of time. You got to have the right mix of draft picks with, bringing in guys in free agency, trading. It's a big process. It is a big process. And you're kind of just starting, because I think the rebuild really starts when you move on from your quarterback. And, with Andy Dalton now gone, this is kind of the start. So you're getting there. You have a long ways to go yet. I think next season you'll pick it up next season. I think if you have 4 or 5 wins this season, obviously depending on schedule-wise, but I think, 4 or 5 wins this year, I could see more of that 9-7, 8-8 next year, slowly building up. And I think if you're a Bengals fan and you're mad at me for this, then you don't know football. Like, name me one team that flipped it around in 1 year, unless they had a big structure there already. You could talk about the Eagles with Carson Wentz. That was his second year. All these quarterbacks who are young, you see flashes. A young rookie quarterback can't change the whole team. Like, it's not how it works. So all these Bengals fans who are coming in saying Super Bowl playoffs, you still got a lot of holes. Yes, you got a lot of good receivers. Joe Mixon's a beast. But like I said, tight end, most of the offensive line, most of the defense, you're still rebuilding. Understand that. That's not me being mean. You got to get that in your head. If you don't understand that you're still going through a rebuild, then you're pretty much screwed, because you're going to watch the TV every Sunday or whenever you're playing, and you're going to be disappointed. Like, I don't know. I don't want this to be a rant, and I hope this kind of clears it up and explains it more. Basically, what you can take away from this video is, will you be successful with Joe Burrow? In my opinion, yes. But you're not going to move into your house 3/4 of the way through. You're going to wait till it's fully built. You're still building your house. Okay? You still got a lot of questions. You still have a lot of questions. How's Joe Burrow going to look? How's he going to adjust? Because there's some star quarterbacks who just don't work in the NFL, who were stars in college. It happens all the time. It can go back to even as recent as, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston. I think Winston can still be a good quarterback, but, Mariota was a Heisman Trophy winner. These guys were stars. I don't think... Anyway, I can't. I gotta stop because I could go on forever. I'm just frustrated because I know what's gonna happen, And yes, that comes off as arrogant, but it's like, You've seen it so many times. Bengals fans, calm yourselves. Just give it a year. See what you got first. That's all I want to say. So, all right. See you in the next video. Bye.